Welcome, weebs and gamers. This is AG here, back with another deck profile. This is for my third Gochiusa deck. It'll be on the mono blue deck, basically the lolly deck. But I feel it's pretty good now. I mean, like back in like set 1, it was like actually just the best deck for that, but set 1 wasn't that good anyway. But now it's over the years, every set it always gets more and more stuff, and I feel now finally it's actually to the point where like it's not just like a casual fun deck. Like you could actually play this in a tournament and do pretty good with it. I feel, but I would still not say it's like top tier or anything. Like it's definitely good, but it's not that good. But yeah, we'll just go right into it here. So, first we have 4 of the Chimame Pirate card. In my other 2 decks, I only play 3 copies of this, but in this deck, you just straight up play 4 because it's amazing. And also you play a just like a 2500 kind of, or it's a 2500 clean cut, but that's like all it does. It doesn't have any other like attack boosting effect or anything like that. So being able to use this and buff it by 2k, really good. Yeah. Next we have the 3 of the Brainstorm Megu from the very first set. She just 500 to center permanently and just tap self search for a blue character. It was solid back then, it's still solid now. Next we have 3 of the clean cut. This is the Chino clean cut. She's just 25. That's all it does. So, yeah, but it's still good in this deck. Because if you can attack at least in the center lane, she's 3k with this. Even if you have this like on the side, right? She's still 3k, and then you can just move this to back. So that's a helpful use, and then also this, of course. Then we have 3 of this drop salvage, I guess. So it's pay 1, ditch 1. Salvage a blue character from your waiting room, add it back to your hand. You can give someone 1k, and then it also has an effect that I love. Whenever I can play this effect, I always try to squeeze it into my decks, which is when your opponent plays a climax, you can send this card to your stock. I absolutely love those effects because they're just kind of just put your opponent into situations where like they either just don't play a climax to kill your card, or they play a climax and you get free advantage. So it's good basically either way. Then we have 3 of the pants support. This is the new Megu pants. So it's global 5 for all blues, and whenever you trigger a pants, you can discard a card and look at the top 2 cards of your deck and add one of those to your hand and ditch the other one. So a bunch of other sets have gotten one of these nowadays, and I think, yeah, I absolutely love them. Pants is already like a good trigger, and then these types of effects just make it even better, right? So, and it's just global 5 as well, so can't go wrong there. Yeah, that's the zeros. Not really too many techie options with this deck. It's mainly just like a bunch of 3s and 4s of almost everything. Next we have, for the first level 1, we have the level 1 Maya combo from set 1. This card was really good back then, and it's still even good now. I'm surprised they haven't like made this kind of climax combo effect in other sets, really. Like, this is one of the only sets that I've ever seen this in, which is it's just on attack you can discard a blue card, so that's why you can pretty much only use it in mono blue, but and you just draw 2 cards. So really solid because you play 8 pants, so like at any point if you want to just ditch a pants with that, you can, and just draw 2, or if you just want to ditch some level 3s or whatever. And yeah, it's just overall really good. And then it also just if you have like I think it's like 4 or more blues on field, it gets 2k, so it's 55. So that's another thing, restricts it to mono blue, but yeah, really good card overall. Next we have 2 of the Megu bottom deck bomb. Also has twin drive, so I think a few other sets have a kind of card like this too, But yeah, I really like this card. Twin Drive is always helpful, especially on like level 0s and 1s. I feel is like where Twin Drive is best. Yeah, I like this card. Next we have 2 of the old Megu 2K counter. Yeah, so I forgot to mention, like I think in my other deck I said that Gochi didn't have a 2K counter. Well, they've always had this one. But this one is only basically playable in mono blue because it's not Rabbit House. So, because it's like whatever her traits are, I forget. It's like ballet and something, right? So, yeah. But in mono blue, it's perfectly reasonable, just regular 2K counter. So, a good card. We have the level 1 anti-early play bomb that gives hexproof. And it's actually way easier to use the second effect in this deck because this deck you actually try to go for experience 6 by the end of game. So, even like as soon as turn 1, if you put a level 3 there, you're good to go with this if you need to use it. So, yep. That's it for level 1s. Not too many level 1s for this deck, because I feel you kind of just want to go for the main level 1 combo as much as possible. And, yeah. And also this deck plays a lot of level 2s, so we'll see. We'll see here. So we got one of the, just the 3K, or I mean, level 3s in front gain 2K. And then you can also rest it and give one of your characters the on reverse bottom deck effect. Bottom deck effect doesn't really like chain into anything, I suppose, but it's just there if you ever want to like get rid of something and not let them encore it, you know. Next we have the refresh counter. This is the old refresh counter, but since it's blue, of course you're gonna play it in mono blue. And then the other level 2s we play are the 3 events. So I just like playing one of each, just for like, you know, because it's the Chimames. But they all do the exact same thing, so you can only actually play 4 copies of this card. You can't play more than that. It is just a compass effect. So this is one of the really strong reasons why this deck is unique compared to some of the other Gochi decks. Because it has access to this card, and only mono blue can play this card. Because you need like 4 more blues on field to even activate it. It's basically just a level 2 version of Kantai Collection's Compass. Because in addition to when you play, you brainstorm 3, and if you hit a climax, you negate all damage from that attack. But because it's a level 2, you get a little extra effect, which is if you successfully hit, you can give your opponent, or I mean your character that's battling, 4K extra power. So that like if that was just like a 2K power backup, that would still be amazing. But the fact that it's a 4K backup, wow! I like when I seen this card, I was like, holy, that is a really good event. Because the really cool thing about Compass, which people might not realize, is that even if you whiff on this effect, it's still good because you just milled 3 cards that weren't climaxes that you would have just possibly taken as damage anyway, and then you might just cancel right after that. So this card is just amazing. I kind of want to play 4, but I just like playing 3 just so you have one of each of the girls there. I just like that aesthetics. And then we go to the level 3s. So we play quite a bit of level 3s because again you need experience 6 for this deck. So we just straight up max on like 4 copies of the Halloween Chino because you're probably going to put at least 1 copy of this in your level zone by the end game. So you always want to have like at least so if you put 1 over them, you'll still have 3 copies left in your deck to play with. Next we have and it's just a generic heal to stock. Good card. This is the Chino. I wouldn't say this is really the finisher because this is, kind of just does things to get other things, but it's a come and play. You search your deck for any mono blue and Rabbit House most likely. I forget what exact traits it searches, but since it's mono blue, you just get everything. Which I also really like those effects. Just like the come and play search level 3s. I really like those. Whenever I can play them, I try to play them. But usually those types of effects are kind of hit or miss. Like they always either have like an absolute garbage secondary effect, or I don't know. They're just a lot of the time they're not worth playing, I find. But like every once in a while you get one that is worth playing, and it's like, I like those. Uh, and so, and then it also goes with the new pants. So when you play the pants to your climax zone, you can discard 2 cards and then summon one of each of the other level 3 Maya and Megu in Wonderlands from your waiting room. So it's pretty cool because you can basically, like, say you have the Megu in your waiting room already, but you don't have the Maya. You just play this, search the Maya, then play the pants, discard the Maya and some other card, and then summon both of them. So you basically just get to summon 3 level 3s for 2 stock. And the Maya and Megus do other things as well, which is good. So this is kind of just like the facilitator card for the other cards, but still really good and come play Search. Then we have the 3 Mayas. So this is the thing that you get off of it. Maya is just come and play heal either from hand or from this effect, and she is also has the experience effect where I believe you have to have experience 6, and she's on attack. You can pay 3, ditch 1, and burn 2. So and the cool thing about that is she actually always has that effect as long as you have experience 6. It's not tied to like the climax combo or anything. So yeah, it's a pretty good card. Kind of expensive. But again, I kind of wish you could summon like multiples of this off of this effect, but unfortunately you have to summon 1 of each. So that's one of the things that kind of holds this deck back, I feel. Because if you could just play this and summon 2 of these and heal twice, and then possibly just use the burn effect twice, that would be way, way better. Because the Megu Fumio effect, it's kind of hit or miss. Like you might not always want to use it. So sometimes it might just be like a blank level 3 you're summoning, basically. And then the final card is just 2 copies of the Megu. I play just 2 copies just because I want to make sure that you can actually get this whole thing off and summon your level 3s properly. But again, I mean, if you have a lot of stock, I suppose you could always just like play this, search 1 of these, just manually play 1 from hand, and then use the climax combo to summon the other one. But you would need quite a bit of stock for that to do the whole thing. So not sure how consistent that would be, but it's there. And then the Climaxes is just 8 pants. So this is the old one, the Pajama Party one, and this is the new one, Chimame's in Wonderland. So yeah, and 8 pants. 8 pants is Bushiroad's basically printing a lot of decks now that are like, you basically just play 8 of all one climax, so either like 8 pants, 8 standby, 8 choice. They're just printing a lot of those now, but at least they're giving them like good support, right? Like they're giving the back rows, or choice. They're making like specific good like soul trigger cards for them, or that kind of thing, right? So same with Gold Bar. Gold Bar has like a lot of good support for those. So yeah. I like this deck. I haven't tested this deck as much as the other 2 yet, but it's definitely a solid, fun deck, I would say. And the compass cards, the compass cards, definitely give you an edge in playing this deck over the other Gochiusa decks. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. I'm gonna try and get some games in for this. And that's it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and this is EIJI signing out.